You do not know me, and you may not know where I come from. I'm not supposed to be here. I am scared, and I was ripped away from my family. I am alone. You do not know me, but you may know me by the given name, Subject A, or some fancy lab given number like X78. Your eyes meet my eyes for just a moment as you push your chemicals onto my skin. You may not see my internal struggle, my cries for help, but it's there. And on the inside, I am dying. You are slowly killing me. Testing on animals for cosmetic reasons, or any reason at that, is wrong. It is unjustifiable. Innocent animals are tortured and thrown away like garbage. While the beginning of my speech began as a point of view of an innocent creature, I am here to advocate on their behalf, to help educate you and hopefully persuade you to stop purchasing from companies that do test on animals, and to help you make an informed decision on which companies you should buy from. So what exactly is animal testing? As a child, I used to think that when a cosmetic company was creating a lipstick and they tested it on animals, I assumed that they would literally put the lipstick on the mouth of the animal to mimic putting it on themselves or on a human to see how exactly it looked on that animal. Or if they're creating a perfume, I assumed that they would spray it on the fur to see how long it lasted and how good it smelled. Now, I'm not exactly sure where that thought process came from, but now that I'm older, I do understand that it's not as simple, it's not as innocent, and it's not nearly as friendly. On an article from crueltyfreeinternational.org, animal testing is explained as injecting or force-feeding animals with potentially harmful chemicals, exposing animals with radiation, or forcing animals to inhale toxic gases. These animals are forced to live in cages denied of freedom and also denied of companionship. PETA, or the People for Ethical Treatment of Animals, says that a lack of environmental enrichment and the stress of their living situation, it can cause some animals to develop a neurotic behavior, such as spinning around in their cage, rocking back and forth, pulling out their own fur, and even biting themselves. PETA tells us that these techniques include, but are not limited to, forcing mice and rats to inhale toxic gases, force-feeding dogs pesticides, and dripping corrosive chemicals onto the eyes of rabbits. And even if a product harms the animal, it can still be marketed to consumers. Another article on PETA.org says that companies test on animals to provide data to use that way when they can defend themselves in a court of law against somebody who is suing them for being injured themselves. HumaneSociety.org tells us that although unnecessary and completely inaccurate, companies test on animals when they're trying to develop and test new, untested ingredients to assess the safety of these ingredients. So if a cosmetic company is testing on animals to determine the safety of new and untested ingredients, why does it literally torture and kill them? The first step in stopping any animal abuse, such as animal testing, is education. Really listening to the issues at hand. The second step is to stop buying from these companies to initiate them to keep making more product. Just because you want to apply that perfect shade of lipstick or that box dye that you want to get at the store because you want to change your hair color, those companies are killing and torturing animals, and you are allowing it and you are assisting with it. The other thing to keep in mind when trying to stop this issue is understand that there are alternatives to animal testing that have been proven to be more efficient, cheaper, and at a completely different rate of losing innocent animals' lives. Why would you want to buy from a company that chooses to do this when they know that there are alternatives out there? Again, I want to reiterate, why? Why choose companies that choose to kill animals? The other thing that, again, I just want to reiterate, even if it kills, blinds, or poisons the animal, it can still be marketed to us and sold to us. I'd like to leave you with a short list of companies who are not cruelty-free, and some that are. And if you ever wonder when you're out shopping and you want to take this into consideration and you want to know, there is what's called a cruelty-free logo. I'm going to throw up a photo of it real quick, that way you can see it in the future. Here are some companies that are not cruelty-free: Avon, Maybelline, Victoria's Secret, Windex, Post-it notes, Trojan condoms, Kleenex, Band-Aids, Vaseline. Here are some companies that are cruelty-free: Wet n Wild, Lush, Bath and Body Works, Tom's, CoverGirl, Hemp's, Paul Mitchell, Trader Joe's. And to prove that it is able to be done, Pantene, we all know Pantene. They have recently become taking the measures to become a cruelty-free company and use those alternative issues and use those alternative methods. It is there, it is available, and it is doable. Thank you.